Imagine coming home after the worst day imaginable. Your boss was angry. Your coffee betrayed you. Your left sock somehow disappeared. Then suddenly, a furry missile launches across the living room, crashes into your knees, and looks at you like you are the greatest achievement in the history of the universe. Naturally, you assume your dog loves you. But science looked at that greeting and asked a very rude question. Is that really love, or are you just a walking food dispenser with excellent timing? Welcome to one of the strangest mysteries in animal behavior. Scientists have spent years putting dogs into brain scanners, and the results are surprisingly dramatic. In several studies, researchers exposed dogs to different scents while monitoring brain activity. They compared the smell of familiar humans with the smell of food rewards. Happened next made dog owners everywhere sit up a little straighter. A region called the caudate nucleus, often associated with positive anticipation and reward processing, lit up strongly when dogs detected the scent of their humans. Think about that for a moment. Your dog smelled you, and their brain reacted similarly to how your brain might react when someone announces free pizza. That sounds romantic, or at least pizza romantic. Then researchers looked at eye contact. Imagine a simple stick figure standing across from a cartoon dog. They stare into each other's eyes for several seconds. Nothing explodes, no dramatic music plays, yet inside the body, chemistry is having a party. Oxytocin levels rise. Oxytocin is often nicknamed the bonding hormone. Humans experience it during close social interactions. Dogs show increases during friendly eye contact with trusted humans. Interestingly, this effect appears stronger than what we see in many other mammal relationships. In other words, your dog has somehow mastered the biological equivalent of sending heart emojis using only eyeballs. Hold on. Before we start writing wedding vows, another possibility appears. Maybe your dog is not greeting you because of emotional attachment. Maybe your arrival predicts dinner. Maybe your dog has become a furry statistician who noticed that humans often arrive shortly before food appears. That idea comes from Pavlovian conditioning. If a bell predicts food, animals learn to react to the bell. If your car predicts dinner, maybe your dog is celebrating the upcoming kibble rather than your existence. So which is it? The answer becomes more interesting when we look backward in time. Thousands of years ago, wolves were not sitting politely beside campfires discussing emotional intelligence. They were predators. Survival depended on hunting, competition, and caution. Yet some wolves discovered a better strategy. Human camps produced scraps. Scraps meant calories. Calories meant survival. The wolves that tolerated human presence gained advantages. Over generations, natural selection favored animals that could read human behavior more effectively. Eventually, those animals became something entirely different: dogs. And dogs became astonishingly good at understanding us. Many dogs can follow human-pointing gestures better than chimpanzees. Some can detect tiny changes in facial expressions. Research suggests they even pay attention to eyebrow movements. Imagine surviving an ice age because you became an expert eyebrow analyst. That is essentially part of the story. Then something even stranger happened. Dogs accidentally hacked the human caregiving system. Human brains evolved to respond strongly to infant-like features: large eyes, rounded faces, expressive behavior. Now think about many dog breeds: big eyes, round faces, expressive looks. Coincidence? Partly. Selective breeding amplified traits humans found appealing. The result was a species uniquely skilled at triggering nurturing responses. Dogs did not just join human society. They became emotional VIP members. Over centuries, they transitioned from workers and hunting partners into companions. In many households today, dogs occupy social positions that would have amazed ancient humans. Some have birthday parties, some have wardrobes, some have better healthcare than their owners. The wolf ancestors are probably very confused. Unfortunately, this closeness creates a problem. Humans are professional emotion projectors. We see a dog lower its head after chewing a shoe and immediately conclude guilt. The dog knows it did something wrong. Case closed, except not really. Behavioral studies suggest the famous guilty look often appears when dogs anticipate negative reactions from humans. It is usually a submissive response rather than evidence of moral reflection. Your dog is not sitting there reviewing ethical philosophy. Your dog is thinking something closer to the giant primate looks upset. Defensive cuteness activated. The same misunderstanding happens with jealousy, spite, revenge, and countless other emotions. Humans often imagine elaborate emotional stories. Dogs may instead be responding to immediate social and environmental cues. Picture a giant chaotic diagram. On one side, humans imagine dramatic soap operas. He stole my attention. She is plotting revenge. He is jealous of the vacuum cleaner. On the other side, scientific data often points towards simpler explanations involving attention, reinforcement, resources, uncertainty, and learned associations. Reality is sometimes less dramatic, but also more fascinating. Now let us test loyalty directly. Imagine a controlled environment. A dog experiences mild stress. Across the room is a bowl of food. Nearby, the owner's voice calls out. What wins? The answer depends heavily on context. Food remains extremely important. Dogs are biological organisms, not furry philosophers. Yet many studies suggest that social attachment can strongly influence behavior, especially when dogs feel uncertain or stressed. In stressful situations, trusted humans often function as a source of security. That is not identical to human love. It is not trivial either. Then there is resource guarding. Dog growls near food and owners sometimes interpret this as protective loyalty. He is guarding the family. Maybe. Often, the dog is guarding resources. Resource guarding is a survival behavior with deep evolutionary roots. To a dog, valuable items sometimes represent security. The behavior is usually about possession rather than noble heroism. Sorry, your dog may not be defending the kingdom. Your dog may simply be defending a chicken-flavored chew toy. Another mystery appears when dogs lean against people. Many owners interpret this as affection. Sometimes they are right. Physical contact can reflect comfort, trust, and social bonding. Leaning also provides security, warmth, and environmental information. The truth is delightfully complicated. The same behavior can serve multiple functions simultaneously. Welcome to animal behavior, where every answer immediately develops 3 additional answers. Fast forward to 2026, and behavioral science continues refining our understanding. Experts increasingly emphasize communication that respects canine biology rather than human fantasy. Dogs do not think exactly like us. That does not make their experiences less meaningful. It simply means we should meet them where they are. Clear signals, consistent expectations, predictable routines. These create confidence. Confidence strengthens relationships. Relationships create positive experiences. Positive experiences fuel dopamine-driven learning loops. Every successful interaction becomes another brick in the bond, not because the dog misunderstands you, not because you misunderstand the dog, because both of you gradually learn each other. And that brings us to the slobbery kiss. Is it love? Is it survival? Is it food-seeking behavior? Annoyingly, the answer is yes, no, and maybe. Licking can originate from multiple motivations: social bonding, attention-seeking, exploration, learned reinforcement, stress reduction, even simple habit. Dogs rarely fit neatly into human emotional categories, yet the evidence reveals something remarkable. They seek our presence, they monitor our behavior, they use us as sources of safety, they respond to our voices, they synchronize with our routines. Their brains react to us in ways that go beyond simple food calculations. So when your dog launches across the room after a long day, science cannot prove that they experience love exactly as humans do. Science also cannot reduce that greeting to a glorified dinner alarm. What emerges is something wonderfully unique, a relationship shaped by thousands of years of evolution, a partnership built through biology, learning, trust, and shared history. A connection that sits somewhere between instinct and emotion, between survival and affection. And honestly, that might be even more impressive than human-style love. After all, very few creatures spent thousands of years evolving specifically to understand us. Considering how strange humans are, that may be the greatest achievement in natural history. The next time your dog greets you at the door like you just returned from a decade-long space mission, remember this: Maybe they are not saying, I love you in a human way. Maybe they are saying something even older. You are my safe place. And for a species that once followed campfires through the darkness, that message is pretty extraordinary.